How was that for you?
That drives really fantastically.
Does it?
Yeah, really. We've not lost anything there.
How hot did it get?
It went to where it should be.
Right.
The only thing is, it stalls when you come to a stop sometimes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so there might be a slight idle control valve issue there or something. But yeah, I mean that's how it should be. Anyways, there's no issues there. It does. I bet you could hear it quite a bit, couldn't you?
I didn't hear it actually.
Really? That's a nice big noise, isn't it?
It looked good.
Yeah. So did yours. Yours look great.
Should we get some lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that, Star Wars?
No, it was some sort of 70s puppet show.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was Star Wars or something like that.
Oh gosh, you're recording already.
I've just started.
Recording. Everything's a video on Boaty land.
Well, it hasn't been for the last 10 days, has it? I haven't done a video for 10 days.
But from now on, everybody will be doing Boaty.
But I have had a new idea for videos. And I'm going to just flagrantly copy somebody else.
Oh, that is a good idea. And the good thing about that is that you won't run out of ideas.
Well, I'm not going to copy their actual thing. I'm just going to copy their format.
And are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Good.
I'll be happy if I get as many subscribers as these guys.
Right, okay.
Jim Davidson.
So him.
I like Jim Davidson.
What is kind of newsreader thing?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And now,
I only started watching them last night, and his Philip Schofield ones are brilliant.
Oh, right.
And Willie Holiday.
Willie Holiday.
Oh, well, excited now. Bless it.
What, are you excited about the car or excited about written off Jim Davidson's format?
I'm excited about the car. I need to go out for jollies in that. I need to go out for many jollies.
Tom Jolly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, out on the beach, out in the sun all day yesterday. I'm fine with that. And this is not so much so. Little ginger hair.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she's turned into a lobster.
Right. What did you do? Did you like make sandcastles? And was it a sandy beach?
Yeah, it's a lovely, really big sandy beach. Yeah, loads of sandcastles and reservoirs. They're making reservoirs.
That's
So the tide was on its way out, and when you got really nice soft sand, you can do all sorts to manipulate it. Yeah, I never thought I'd think this, but I want to go again soon.
Excellent.
Yeah, strange, yeah. My lungs make me breathe. It's lunchtime. It's lunchtime, and I bet that's been the most riveting 5 minutes and 12 seconds you've ever seen so far. In a moment, we shall eat. And eat lots we shall. Eat. Well, we're not going to, are we going to have too much to eat or just the right amount?
Sometimes too much is just the right amount. And I'm sure you'd agree with that.
I wouldn't actually. I'd say just the right amount is just about, yeah, that's it. Yeah, too much is actually too much, isn't it?
Erica.
Have you ever had too much of something and thought, I've had too much, that's just the right amount?
Yes.
Oh yeah?
Yes. Sex.
Really? You want to make your mind up with this kind of thing, don't you? Oh. No, if I don't wait for you, I'll have eaten all that by the time
No,
you sit
don't
down.
wait for me.
No, I have to do.
You don't.
Well, I don't have to do, but I'd like to. We like to eat together, don't we? You're going to be a very long time. Is this rice? Oh no, this rice came out. That's not rice out of a packet.
No. That is actual, genuine, proper rice.
Basmati rice.
Basmati rice, indeed.
And a biscuit naan that's ever so slightly soft still in the bottom. Have you ever used a naan rack?
A naan rack?
Yeah, like your toast rack.
No.
But a lot of old ladies' titties are just not really for you, are they not? Momo. Boaty Momo. He's having some mo.
With this special chutney.
How's this one special? I thought they were all special.
Some are more special than others.
Well, yeah. So, in other words, extra special.
Yeah, this is a very expensive chutney.
Oh, is it?
That we wouldn't normally make for ourselves. But we were doing outside catering for a very rich Indian gentleman and 300 of his guests. So we made the expensive chutney and charged him lots of money.
Yeah, well, I imagine you would do.
Actually, we didn't. Charged him £16 a head.
Oh. Well, that's not lots of money then, is it, really?
Well, there were 300 people, so...
Well, yeah, but still not lots, is it? Not really.
Not really.
We never eat the same thing, do we?
Yeah, we do. We have done. Hello, dear. Career Builder is recommending a part-time job. A much smaller proportion than normal for me.
They look a bit like orange segments.
Because my...
Appetite still isn't turned up to the max.
Nope.
I shall say grace.
Ah, thank you.
Ooh, what a lovely day this has been. So let's hope it Let's hope it continues to be as lovely as this. That's a lot hotter than I was expecting.
As in spice level or...
No, yeah, just it's still bubbling away under there, isn't it? Quite a lot of liquid in this particular curry.
Mmm.
You know what? That's very nice rice.
Oh, thank you.
You know when you overcook rice, and it goes back to being like you haven't cooked it at all after a while?
Mm.
That's not what's happened here. It's nice and fluffy rice. As fluffy as a gentleman's ears. Do you think it's gentlemanly to shout at people in the street?
Gentlemanly?
Mm.
Only under very specific circumstances.
You know, if you was
If you were like warning them of something that you were aware of and they might not be.
oh right, yeah.
Like if you're in Ukraine and you knew that the Russians had blown up that dam and you knew that the water was heading towards your village and your village was going to be underwater, then I think it would be perfectly gentlemanly to go down the street and shout at people saying, excuse me, sorry to interrupt, the Russians, bastards, have bombed the dam and we're all going to be underwater, and if we don't take avoiding action now, we're all going to die.
Yeah, that's a good example.
But in a more shouty Ukrainian way.
Well, no, surely a proper gentleman would just tap people gently on the shoulder and say, do vacate the area.
That would be a much slower way of doing it, though. So you'd risk greater casualties.
Yeah, well, that's the cost of being a gent.
Whereas,
If, for example, you come out to your car and there was somebody parked opposite that meant that you had to pay attention to how he was reversing off your driveway, would you think a gentleman would then start complaining at that man who's parked his car there?
well,
And then, even more, this gentleman just said, oh, I do apologise, I shall move it straight away, sorry for any inconvenience. At that point, rather than going, yep, okay, great, thank you very much. No, that's the point we start, right, now I'll raise my voice because he's backing down. Is that gentlemanly?
no. But I think it's understandable for a gentleman of a certain age who's got nothing in life to look forward to other than becoming vaguely and unreasonably annoyed by things. Do you not find that you get more annoyed by things the older that you get?
Yeah.
And you suddenly find yourself making YouTube videos about people who don't put their shopping trolleys away?
Yeah, but I don't shout about it, do I?
You get quite ranty on your videos.
I'm trying to pass on a good message of just put things away. It's littering. Do you not find littering annoying?
Yeah, incredibly.
Right.
I was driving behind a car a couple of nights ago and they threw McDonald's detritus out of the window.
So is McDonald's.
And I wanted to track them down and kill them. I genuinely did. I wanted to hurt them really badly.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. And I fantasised for the rest of that night about how things could have gone.
But your sensible side said, nope, don't get involved.
My sensible side said you won't be able to catch them up.
Right. And so you didn't try.
And I was on other business. I often fantasise about being in a position where I could genuinely address antisocial behaviour and do so in an overly harsh manner. Right. You know, I would genuinely get genuine pleasure from strapping people to a tree and birching them.
So, the exaggerated response.
Is it exaggerated?
No, let me finish. Is actually it's like a rebound effect from somebody doing something that was completely exaggerated to what is necessary in the first place, like dropping litter.
I would love to have the authority to do that sort of thing. Could you imagine? Wouldn't that be... That would be living your best life ever if you had the authority to hurt people on a daily basis.
Well, there's nothing they could do about it. So that really is one of your fantasies.
Yeah, and I can kind of make it two fantasies at once, because I can fantasise about hurting the antisocial miscreants, and that normally tends to metamorphosise into a spanking fantasy with, well, it could be any number of people. I'm really looking forward to one I have about Alanis Morissette. I haven't had it yet.
Oh, you've not?
But it's bound to come. I've had fantasies, but not a spanking fantasy.
Would you like... wait a minute, though. Your fantasies are all unrealistic, though.
Are they?
Well, yeah, I mean, by very nature, a fantasy is a bit unrealistic. I just see you denting your fridge door with Alanis Morissette's head.
These Momo really are things of absolute joy.
And equally, this is a very nice curry. Oh, I have more quantity than you as well.
Yeah.
And I've been taking my time because, well, what always happens is I tend to trough my food. Whilst I've finished and you're still halfway through. So I thought I'd take my time today. And it's backfired, hasn't it?
Oh, you're lagging behind.
I'm just enjoying eating it.
Good. Food should be a pleasure, in my mind.
Well, it's the same with cooking. I remember saying this to someone years back. I thought, that's brilliant. That should be in a phrase book. A book of life maxims or something. That you're going to have to eat for the rest of your life, so you should learn to cook.
How did you learn to cook?
Well, started off with necessity, and then just trying to improve on what I've done so far.
How old were you when you left home?
Oh,
and where did you move out to, and why?
I was nearly 20.
That's reasonably.
And I moved into my friend Colin's house because I had a fallout with senior mustard.
Oh. Looking back, who was more to blame for the falling out?
Me. If you don't realise that your parents were correct at the time at any point, you haven't learned a lesson, have you not? But it's always the way.
And then you turn into them. I remember the first time that I said something to my kids that my mum had said to me that used to really wind me up. And I said it unironically. I said, allow me to know better. And I used to hate it when my mother said that to me. You know, talk about having lost the argument, because just allow me to know better. No, I won't, because you don't. She did. But I didn't know that she did at the time.
No. And everybody has the same struggle.
Well,
I feel
that was quite splendid.
you know that age you get to where you become really difficult and argumentative, and everything, and basically right on everything.
Yeah.
And you think that you've discovered things that
Nobody has ever discovered before.
exactly. I'm going to have certainly a handful of my girls reach that age.
Really?
Definitely. They're gonna outsmart me for one thing, and it could be one of those situations where they start trying to correct you on something, and you just say, "Yeah, you're right, actually."
How many bedrooms is your house got?
2.
That's where you're going to struggle. When they hit the teenage years and they have to share a bedroom, that's when the world becomes an awful place. I know, I've been there. 2 teenage girls sharing a room is a recipe for utter disharmonious disaster. Darling.
No, it'll be right.
No, it won't. And yours are twins, and that's going to make it worse. Because they'll be the same size, and they'll steal each other's clothes, and that will be the end of the world. Taking somebody's item of clothing without asking, that causes, and using their makeup, taking up too much of the wardrobe. It's all going to kick off big stuff. And then, just when you think things can't get any worse, you're going to get the first unsuitable boyfriend. And that is the hardest thing in the world to deal with. When they bring home this grotty little specimen, and you recognise them immediately for what they are, and can't do anything about it. And then they'll get older still, and one or both of them will be 15 years old with the unsuitable boyfriend. And of course, they're a good girl. They'll wait, and you'll look at their phone when you're not supposed to, and you'll see messages talking about what's going to happen on the 16th birthday. And you want nothing more than to seek out this unsuitable boyfriend and cut his penis off before he can do any sort of damage with it. Yeah, Katrina was always running out of credit on her phone, and she'd want to be messaging the unsuitable boyfriend, so she'd borrow my phone, and she kept forgetting to delete the messages. And some of the messages, I thought, don't read it. Of course I read it. The night of her 16th birthday, I just
You better not.
Right?
I'm just assuming they're watching you now.
Who?
My girls.
Oh.
In this groundbreaking conversation of things I've never considered before.
I told mine, I said there's a time and a place for a boyfriend, and it's when you're 32. No, they all went through the unsuitable boyfriend phase. In fact, I had the unsuitable boyfriends from hell. I was thinking about this only the other day. I mean, how's this for an unsuitable boyfriend? Your daughter gets a job as a babysitter for her friend's father, who's in a new relationship and has had a new child, and ends up in a relationship with him. When she's 17 and he's 48. Oh, that took some dealing with.
Did it involve a big back and a deep and a reservoir? So
And when they fall out with and split up with the unsuitable boyfriend, don't make the mistake of saying, well, thank God for that, he was a total arsehole. There was this wrong with him, that wrong with him, because they always get back together again, and he'll come round for Sunday dinner. And you've said all of that, so you can't say all of that, not until they're split up about 3 times.
right.
I feel sorry for you.
Dear.
Yeah.
That's funny because you look like you're in some sort of moment there. There's a moment of joy.
Girls are a nightmare when you're a bloke.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you had a son, you'd have problems with your son as well. But the problems that you have with your son aren't a problem because you're both boys.
Yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
So when he gets suspended from school because he's got a huge cock and he sent pictures of it to a girl, then yes, this did happen. You sort of go, oh, James, what were you thinking? But fair play. If I had one as big as yours, I'll send pictures of it as well. He had a huge one.
Oh, are you talking about somebody real here?
Yeah, my stepson, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So it's kind of a problem, but it's not really a problem. Because you're just lads together. Whereas when you've got daughters. See, I had a son and 3 daughters, so.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I enjoyed my curry. Thank you very much, then. Very nice.
Good.
Surely that needs to stop.